There have been high expectations set before me, even before my ABCs. I had already been planted with the seed of perfection, watered into this obsession of never wanting to disappoint, because I had to be. I choose me. I choose free.
And that is actress and spoken word poet Candace Nicholas-LIPPMAN as she shares her story of family, faith, fear, and freedom on stage for her one-woman show, A Rose Called Candace. It has been seen off-Broadway. It's now coming back to LA at the Robey Theatre Company. And joining us now is Candace Nicholas-LIPPMAN. Candace, thank you so much for being with us here this morning.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And you know, I was saying it's so vulnerable to have a one-woman show, right?
Yes.
You're the only one up there, but you're also talking about your own life.
Right.
So tell us about your show and how it came to be.
It came to be in 2014 is when I started to develop it, and it really is a big kudos to my pastor, Dr. Hosea Collins. I was really, really struggling at the time. I was homeless, living in my car, and I just couldn't understand why my life was the way that it was. And I remember telling him a little bit about my background, and he literally said to me, he was like, "This isn't gonna sound nice," he said, "but baby girl, your story is not unique, but it's because it's not unique is the reason why you need to share it." And that right there really revealed to me, oh, this is my purpose. This is my assignment. Like the things that we go through, our testimonies, it's not just for us. We are meant to share our stories because our stories can possibly impact and encourage others, you know? And so I literally living in my car, like writing different revisions, just going through the whole thing. And then in 2018, I partnered with a director at that time, and we debuted my show for the first time at a tiny theater in North Hollywood, Two Roads Theater at that time. And the response, I couldn't believe it. Like,
wow.
I was like, how, I am just this little black girl from the hood of Sacramento. Like, how is my story able to reach and touch all these people with different faith backgrounds, with different ethnic groups, different age ranges? I'm like, oh, that's nothing but you, God. And that really revealed to me, okay, this is my purpose. This is my assignment. And from there, I just never gave up with
Full
it.
steam ahead.
Yeah.
Well, and I want to toot your horn a little bit because it's being produced by Juvie Productions.
Yeah.
And if people don't know, that was founded by actress Viola Davis and her husband, Julius Tenen. What does it mean to you to be able to work with someone like Viola Davis?
Oh my goodness. So fun story. If people go back and look through my Twitter feeds and everything, I have been manifesting or professing or claiming that one day, in the name of Jesus, I am going to work with Miss Viola. Like, I am such a huge admirer of hers. And our stories kind of parallel in a lot of ways, where we came from such humble beginnings and just never gave up on this dream. And so I just kept saying, one day I'm gonna work with her. Now, the way that I envisioned it was like being on set with her, maybe in the movie with her, hopefully still one day. But I never thought, and this is how amazing God is, you know, tell God your plan, you know, type of thing, because it's like, I never thought that this is how we would come together, like this, in this capacity, that she would be endorsing and supporting and backing something that I created, like something that I've been doing for 7 years on my own. And I'm beyond grateful to her and her husband, Mr. Julius, for really just believing in me, because that means a lot, you know?
It does.
Yeah.
And, you know, your show is all based on personal experience.
Yes.
So, you know, can you kind of give us a little glimpse into maybe something that you really speak about that resonates with people and that they'll walk out of the show carrying that with them? A
big thing is resilience. Like really what that looks like. People that know me as Joy. I am someone that's known as having an infectious energy, but what people don't understand is behind all this joy comes a lot of trials and a lot of overcoming and a lot just of resilience. And I think that when people see, I know we kind of live in a world where a lot of people go by this whole thing of fake it till you make it. And I really don't subscribe to that. I believe in faith it till you make it. And it's like, how can you make an impact? How can you make a difference if you're not being authentically yourself? And I used to carry so much shame about my upbringing, about the things that I endured. And I was like saying, no. And specifically within the African-American community, we are kind of taught this thing of like, what happens in the house stays in the house. And there came a point in my life when my purpose was revealed to me that I'm like, that's how we can't break generational curses that way.
Yeah.
Like we can't heal that way if we're holding all these secrets in and we're not talking about it. And so me just putting myself out there, I just think the biggest thing that I want and that I am striving for with every time that I share my story is ultimately freedom. Like free of other people's opinions, free of the shame that I put on myself for things that happened to me as a child or throughout my life that I had no control over. Fear of just the fear that we all have, you know, when we walk through life. And I want to be free of all of that and really show people like this is the journey that it takes to really strive for that freedom.
And you're very confident. You're so well spoken. But
Thanks.
do you get nervous when you're up there by yourself?
Oh my gosh, Miss Christine. Like, you know, like I am terrified because as we talked about a little bit before the interview started, it's one thing to be on stage and to act out a story and all these things, but it's a different thing to tell my own lived experiences. I am putting myself in a position to be judged, for people to create opinions about me, about my family. You know, and art is subjective. So even though if I have a certain vision or a certain goal of what I'm trying to do with my art, people are going to still receive it the way that they receive it, and I have no control over that. That is scary. That's a scary thing to do. But because I understand my purpose and I understand that it is bigger than me, that if I could reach one little girl, if I could reach one little boy that's on the verge of suicide, or if I can reach one person that's on the verge of, when they see someone like me who has so much faith and so much joy, that I too was in a dark space like that before, and what I had to do to rise out of that, if I can reach that one person, then that's what matters, regardless of how afraid I may be to share my story.
I love that. Candace, thank you so much for joining us. And for more information about the show, A Rose Called Candace, you can visit our website, kcalnews.com, and click on Seen on TV. We'll be right back.